All right, we now turn our attention to the latest policy of the federal government, which is the Nigeria First policy. Now, the aim of this policy is to ensure that local manufacturers, local content to begin to receive some level of government spending. Even procurement from ministries, departments, and agencies are also going to focus on local content, except where contacting foreign nationals or foreign experts is necessary. But let's talk more on this. Let's bring in the managing director of Honey Treat Group, Samson Shoyebi. He joins me live for more on this. He joins me via Zoom. Good to have you join us.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
So we're very used to grand pronouncements in the country. This is not the first one. We've heard the Nigeria, great people, great nation during the Jonathan administration. Change begins with me from the Buhari administration. But what do you make of this latest one? Is there any difference?
All right. Thank you so much for that question. Well, what I know for certain is that just simply after the inauguration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2023, I saw a document, they called it Economic Roadmap. And it was an economic document that spanned 8 years. And I went through that document, and part of what I have seen this government do in the last 2 years had been documented in that roadmap. So we have seen a situation whereby this government had done bulk of what they said they were going to do in that roadmap, and they've been consistent with it. So I'm very, very conscious of that. And beyond what I have personally seen, in the last 2 years, I've also seen that this government had been supporting local businesses like the Earpiece now. And I saw how the Minister of Aviation actually supported Earpiece in ensuring that they got the landing rights in Gatwick Airport. I'm calling from England today, and I can tell you that a lot of Nigeria travel a lot of distance just because they want to ensure that they patronize that local product. So I can tell you for a fact that the fact that this government has not just been being consistent with their policies, they've also been showing that in actions and outcomes. Yes.
And we've seen, I think it's NISRA, one of the agencies of government, moving around different states trying to push the Buy Nigeria initiative. But what are some of the things that must be put in place? Because the issues that some people have, one is that government must lead by example. And I want to start with that. People have said, look, if you want us to buy Nigeria, you buy Nigeria, especially in terms of vehicles, and then we will follow through. How shouldn't government also be setting that kind of example?
That's very correct. And I was hoping that when I looked through that document, I saw that part of it also stated the fact that government officials and public servants are going to start doing that. But before them putting it into policies, I would have expected that, Mr. President, the choice of vehicles he will use, the choice of vehicles government officials will be using, just like how the governor of Anambra did by patronizing Innocent Motors, they could have also done that. But we haven't seen that. Even though we haven't seen it, now that they are putting this policy forward and saying that they're going to lead by example, we are trusting that what they've said will be the reality. I don't want us to say because they haven't done it in the past, we shouldn't trust them. I'm hoping that we can give them the benefit of doubt. Before now, that policy was not in place. Now we have that policy in place. So we're going to be watching them and checking that truly beyond the words they've said, they actually abide by with their actions.
So the second part is that people have said, some of the challenges that will be faced will be resistance from the ministries, departments, and agencies in terms of procurement, who have over the years have a way of doing things, and to now switch over might be a challenge. And then that resistance might come from that end. And number two, quality goods and products from Nigeria, and there has to be a roadmap to help these small and medium enterprises upskill and upscale.
So this policy didn't just start. I know that President Muhammad Buhari actually started a local content drive, and that saw to the expansion of the automobile industry, the agricultural industry, and a lot of industry. In fact, that was why we now have local rice manufacturing companies in the country. it's a developmental project. It's going to keep expanding. And as we are going into that drive, we'll continue to see a lot of challenges that will along the way, and we'll combat them as we go. But one thing that is key and most important is acceptability. Nigerians must accept this. Nigerians must continue to project this Nigeria First policy. And it's not just about the government, it's about us, we Nigerians. I was watching the AMVCA award event recently, and I saw the level of outfits that were displayed in that event. Bulk of those outfits were locally produced in Nigeria. The products were produced in Nigeria. The design and everything were done here. And what happens is that the whole chain of that production and the manufacturing of those outfits are retained. It gets retained in the country, and that's the beauty of it. You want to increase our GDP, you want to increase employability, you want to increase production in the country, you want income to increase. What you need to do is to maximize productivity. And the only way to do it is to ensure that Nigerians promote their own products. When I travel, I wear Nigerian products. Even when I'm coming to England, I wear my products. I wear Nigerian products. When I'm flying either to Nigeria or back to England, I patronize Nigerian airline. And that's what everybody needs to do. Now, even if our government representatives are not doing it, when they see that Nigerians are already embracing their own products and patronizing themselves, they'll be forced to begin to do it. And a couple of them had already started doing it. We are going to encourage them to keep on doing it. When we see that you are not promoting Nigeria, we don't think, I think that Nigeria knows already that they shouldn't elect people who will not promote their products into governance or into leadership.
And talk to us about the impact, short-term and long-term, you think that this policy will have on our economy.
Yes, it has an immediate short-term effect, and that's already employability. It also has immediate impact, which is expansion and growth. So part of that policy talks about skill transfer. And what skill transfer does is that when you even buy products from outside the country, you must buy contract, you must include contract that says that within a certain period of time, that skill that was not here in Nigeria that could have necessitated buying that product locally needs to have been secured. And if you travel between Lagos and Ibadan recently, you will see a lot of companies, products, manufacturing companies being established along that corridor. The reason for that is they've seen that this policy is going to take place. And what that means is that they know there will be restrictions very soon on imported products. So most of those manufacturers who are domiciled outside the country want to be localized within the country to ensure that they boycott the tariffs that will be coming on imported products very, very soon. Now, how that impacts the society immediately is that you're going to see that as manufacturing is increasing, employability will also increase. As prices of imported, because when you don't import products anymore and you domesticate it, what happens is the cost of transportation from outside the country gets taken off. Also, the tariffs that are paid to other countries gets taken off. So all those the cost of the production of all those products and items can be domiciled within the country. And what that would do is that if you have like 10 companies that are engaging 100,000 new staff on a monthly basis, that will impact employment rate massively. You also look at the price of items within the market. We'll be able to regulate and control the quality of products that we are bringing into the country. Yes,
absolutely. And you mentioned one of the very important part of that initiative, which is the skill transfer and technology transfer. Yes. In case where you have expatriates come, if necessary, come into the country. I believe that will close the gap in terms of skills in the country. Thank you so much for your time. Managing Director, Honey Treat Group, Samson Shoyabi. Pleasure to have you on.
Thank you so much for having me.